Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday. Today's topic is sessions and confessions. Yeah, sessions and confessions. I'm going to talk about sessions and confessions, and I'm going to quickly try to get through this. I only have like 10 minutes, unless God say otherwise. But nonetheless, I'm going to talk to everyone about confessions and sessions and confessions. Because in order for us to really be in authentic relationships and be true and be just good friends, good family, you have to have the confessions. In order to have the confessions, you got to be in the right place for the session. You got to be in the place that's being guided and directed by someone other than yourself. Like, for example, if you and your sister or your brother or whoever, your friends want to have a confession, they want to just talk to you and just spill over about everything they've did, what they've said, and probably not even telling you what they said, but just admitting to you that they did some hurt, they did some pain, they did some stuff like this, or whatever. You need to not be at your house, their house. You need to be somewhere that's neutral. You need to be somewhere where if a temper flare that you can get out safe, that you can walk away. That's a restaurant, somewhere like that, where you can sit quietly and you can discuss what's really going on. But I find time and time again, having confessions and having a session at somebody else's home other than yours, and you shouldn't have one at yours either. But I'm just saying, I find to always be a blow up, because that's a person's home. A person's safe space is their dominant place. They can rule, they can rest, and they can abide there. That's their place. They have the right to say whatever they want to say. It's their house. Temper flare. It's many things that go on when you have a session and you want to have a confession to someone in their home. It doesn't work. And I can tell you this from my own life experience and much observation, it will not work unless, and if you're mature, you can have those session on the phone. You can do that if you're mature, but most people aren't mature enough to do it. And then you end up screaming and hanging up on each other. That's not the way the confession session should be. In order to be healthy, you need a place that's neutral. And I say this because a while ago, but maybe it's been years ago, me and one of my cousins that I love dearly, we had stopped talking for a while, and she was upset, and it was just a bunch of lies that family members created about me and her relationship. We had been close cousins for years and years and years. And when we got back together, we talked about things, and I told her, I said, you're going to have to confess that you did these things, because I said, if you don't confess that you said these things about me, et cetera, the enemy is going to hold it over your head. And the person that you said it to is going to do it as well. So she admitted it. She said, yes, Cousin Susie, this is what I did. And I'm sorry, but I promise you, if you forgive me, and I was going to forgive her anyway because I love her. So she said, if you forgive me, I'll never step outside that box again. I'll never betray you. I promise you I won't. If I got something to say to you, I'll call you. We talked about it. And guess where we were? We were on the phone, but we were mature. There were no tempers flare. There was no one getting angry and getting upset. There was none of that. We just sit like two adults, healthy adults, on the phone, and we talked about everything. The phone was the session. Our communication was the confession. That's the way it goes. You cannot have sessions and then have the confessions with people in their own homes or at your job. It won't work. I'm telling you, it won't work. Right about 5 or 6 years after that, I was friends with this one person, and I was angry at them because they had betrayed me. And I was angry, but I loved this person, but I still was angry at them. So I would get real quiet. I wouldn't say we'd be out together. I wouldn't say too much. And I was just building up anger. Every time I would talk to her, I would be like, in my mind, you know what I'm talking about. I'd be like, you just no good. You just a rotten person. I'd be just thinking about that because you done said all this stuff about me. You done included my children. And now you just sitting up here acting like you didn't do anything. You're just sitting here. And then as I just kept building up the anger toward her, I said, no, I'm going to have to let this friendship go. I can't keep pretending. I can't act like she didn't do these hurtful, horrible things to me. I'm not going to shut down. I'm just going to be done with her. So I told her, I said, this ain't going to work, et cetera, because of this, that, and the other. And I said, let me tell you what I did. And I told her, I said, this is what I did. I said, I talked about you. I said, I really did. I told my family what a rotten person you were. I said, I told my mother, I told my best friend, I said, I told my children, I told the people I dealt with, my cousins, that you are a rotten person. I talked about you. I said, would you like to know everything I said about you? I said, because I can't keep going on with this. I'm not going to be sitting with you and talking with you and acting like nothing is wrong here. I did some bad things. I said, even though you're not going to admit, she never did. I said, you're not going to admit that you was the one that kicked it all off. I said, I know you're not going to admit it. No, no. And I said, no, you don't owe me any explanation. I just got to have this confession to you about what I done. Because I want to maintain my freedom in God. I don't want to be wrapped up and have the enemy going around whispering to other people saying, Susie said this about her and look at them. No, it was a big no for me. So I just had the confession with her and the session with her. And she cried. She said, I can't believe, because I can't believe that you, Susie, would do that. And I said, I did. I said, I tell you, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry that I ever did it. Although she had did these horrible things, it didn't matter to me because I knew then how to treat this situation. However, I still felt the Holy Spirit just on top of me about it, just vexing my spirit, saying, you don't do this. You don't do this. You don't do this. You don't grin and laugh with people and talk behind their back. You don't do this. This is not your character. This is not my character. We don't do that. So I need for you to confess it. I need for you to tell her what you done did. I said, come on, really? Why I have to confess these things? She done did all kinds of stuff to me, but I need to tell her what I done said. And then God said, I'm going to surprise you. Yeah, he shocked me because she never wanted to know exactly what I said. She didn't want to know it. She said, I don't want to know exactly what you said. She said, I forgive you. And I said, thank you for that. I said, I forgive you for the things that you're not going to confess that you said. No. I said, no. I need to say that I forgive you too. I said, I need to be all right with this. We didn't talk for a while, but we went away for a season, and then we started back talking again. And I let her know up front, even before that, I would never again talk about you to anyone. And I haven't. I haven't said anything bad about her. I speak highly of her. She's a beautiful person. She's found some clarity in her life about things, and that's okay. Because I had to have that session with her in order to have my confession. Because I want to be healthy. It wasn't about her being healthy. I wanted to be healthy. I needed to be healthy. I didn't want to be that person. See how it all works together? My cousin had did that to me, and then I did it to someone, and I knew exactly how that felt. I knew exactly how that felt. And I could see so clearly how my cousin could do it. I could see how she could just say something, being angry, being so mad and believing what someone that was close to her had said that I had said, which I never said it. And for a long time, we didn't talk because I wouldn't talk to her and she wouldn't talk to me. We just was upset about stuff. And then we found out what the truth was, that one of our relatives despised our relationship and knew some information about her and lied on me and said, I'm the one that said it. And I never said that she said it, but I never even knew that she knew. But she said it because someone close to my cousin that she knew somebody. See how messy all this is? But if me and my cousin wouldn't have had the session, the prepared place, the phone, our tempers wasn't flared. We prayed before we even started talking. If we wouldn't have had that conversation today, would we be talking? I don't know, but I can tell you this, that we had the session, which was the phone, and then we had the confession. And then I'll never forget, she said, and you know what, cousin, they said that you was talking about me as well. And I said, that's not true. I said, I've never said a bad word about you because I loved you. I said, I never did that. So the person that told you that is a liar. I said, matter of fact, let's call them right now. I'll call them. And I'll tell them that they lied. Tell me what I said. And she's like, no, I don't even want you to be involved with that again. I said, do you believe it? I said, because if you believe it, give me a chance to vindicate myself. I want to vindicate myself. I want to call this person. I said, if you don't let me vindicate myself and you still thinking about maybe I did talk about you and that justifies what you did, me and you can't be in a true relationship. How are we going to get past this? We can't get past this. And she said, you're right. I don't believe that you said that. And I said, okay. We never talked about it again. And it's been years and years and years that have passed. I still love her. She still loves me. We're going to grow old together, and that's the way it's going to be. Because we were mature enough to have the session confession. So you need to ask yourself, do you really have confessions? Do you really have the sessions? Do you really have a temper that you just flare off and you can't even talk to people that you're the one that done did it? You're the one done kept up the mess. You're the one done talked about those people. You're the one that done kept it all up and keep it going. Then you lie, you justify. You know why them people quit talking to you. You know you was out of order for something. You do. But you don't want to have the session or the confession because you don't want to be wrong. You know what that is? It's your pride. It's pride. Pride will destroy that which you love. Pride will destroy something that's good for you. Pride will tell you there's no going back because you already done summed up that person that you think what they going to do because of what other people have told you their response is going to be. When in fact, you need to call them. You need to say, or call them, ask for a meeting at a coffee house, whatever you want to do. Whatever God tells you to do, whatever you feel comfortable with, even if you're not a believer, wherever you feel peaceful at, to have the conversation so you can have the confession. It'll work. It will work. But you have got to admit, like I had to admit, I don't want to be unhealthy. I want to be healthy. I want to admit what I've done because I can't go on like this. I can't grin and laugh with people and know I'm putting a fork in them. I can't grin and laugh with you and know I'm talking about you. I cannot. I can't do it. And then people keep up all kind of mess. It's their job because they work for the enemy and they don't even know it, to destroy your relationships, to destroy your friendships. Now, I'm not telling you to have confession sessions with those people that you don't have 1 million confession sessions with. I'm definitely not telling you that because if you forgive them, sometimes it's just best to walk away. Yes. Sometimes it's best for us to walk away. I walked away, and I walked away from some expensive people in my life because I wanted my peace. And I had many a times talk with them about behaviors and this and that. And there was no going back because the ultimate was that I died, that I almost died. So I couldn't go back. Okay? But there's friendships that I have now. We're just cousins that I love and that we'll talk and we'll have a confession session. I can name, a couple of my cousins that we had confession sessions with. We had the session. We were out probably eating dinner or whatever, and then we started talking about what bothered us, what made us go this way, that way, and the other way. It has not been a continuous of my cousins hurting me. It has not been that way. And that was my first time hurting this person that I care deeply for. It was my first time hurting her because I let things pile up till I got to the point that I was like, I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of being the nice Susie. I said that to myself. So then I decided to do something harmful, betray her and talk about her to my family. That's what I did. And then I couldn't wait to explain to my family that at that time, that I told her, that I talked about her to you all. I said, I told her that. When I told my mother, I'll never forget when I called my mother. I said, Ma, I told her I talked about her to you. My mother said, you're a bad chick. You a bad chick. You told her, you said those things. And I said, I sure did because I couldn't keep that friendship going like that. I said, I just couldn't. She said, whoa, you a bad chick, Susie. That's what my mom said to me when I told her I did that. She said, you told her everything? I said, yep. I told her I talked about it to you, to my sisters. I told her I talked about it to my kids. I said, I told them everything that I felt she did. I told her that. She said, what happened then? I said, it was sadness. Because her expectations out of me were not like my expectations for her. They were different. She didn't believe that I would do the things that she had done. She didn't believe it. She didn't believe that I would do that. I would stoop so low to do something like that. And she said, but I understand it. You've had a lot of hurt. That's what she told me. She said, I understand it, Susie. You've had a lot of betrayal in your life. I can see how you could do that to me. And I said, right. We had a confession and we had a place of honesty, a place of peace, a place of respect and honor for each other. Although I went outside of that, we still got it back together and we're good today. We talk, we laugh, we talk about our children together. We do all that kind of stuff because we both learned a valuable lesson at that time. Okay? So just think about this tonight. Do you want the peace, the love, the joy, and all this beautiful stuff that come in friendships, true friendships? If you do, you're going to have the confession, but make sure the session is in a place that's neutral. Okay? Till the next time.